Joy. Okay. Okay. Joy is in. You'll have to forgive me because I'm not so great with I'm not so great with all these thousand things. I like people to do the clicking for me. Joy, I just saw you. Beautiful. Yes, man. Okay. So we're gonna start in 1 minute now or 30 seconds. All right. I just want to make sure that I put my do not. Okay. So folks, Shareiss, right. I'm trying to see how I can get Joy up here also. I don't know how to do it. But so I'll go between slides so that I can see. Right. And Kashi, look thing. All right. Okay, folks, are we ready to start? Shareiss, Cherub, and Joy. Are we ready to start? Let me hear you all.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Ready to
Joy,
go.
you're not hearing you. Okay, great. All right, folks. So welcome to this Global Entrepreneurship Week. And it's a pleasure to be hosting and celebrating entrepreneurship. And we're kicking it off with going behind the scenes, entrepreneurship in action. And today we have with us, we have Cherub Joseph from Trinidad and Tobago, C&D Vanguard, the distribution man. We have Shareiss Boyd, Shareiss Beauty Shop Supplies, the woman who it's all about here and ensuring that, we look absolutely fantastic. And she is from Trinidad and Tobago. And then, of course, we have from Guyana, my other home, Joy, Hart, Sjoberg. And Joy, that's the woman who, when you're stressed, when you need that extra something, you got to jump on a plane and get to Guyana for Joy to put them healing hands on you. So Joy is an entrepreneur. She is a delight. She is somebody who understands services and providing a service from herself. So she is the brand. And she is the person that actually administers and gives. And she's built up a pretty strong clientele. So we'll hear more from Joy in a little bit. So Joy is greeting us from Guyana because, of course, I need to have representation. So thank you very much for coming, everybody. And so we want to kick off by asking these three entrepreneurs that have joined me. We want to kick off by asking them a little bit about their business. In 90 seconds, they'll tell us about their business. So we want to start. Well, Cherub, you know how to start with you. You are the lone man among two women. So this is a case where man first. Let's hear from you, Cherub. Let's hear about you and your business. 90 seconds.
90 seconds. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, it's a pleasure to be here to join in and converse about the behind the scenes of entrepreneurship and how it really is. My name is Cherub Joseph. I'm the owner and founder of C&D Vanguard Solutions and brand First Fruits. Right, I've been in this current business for around just over 2 years. But I had to say the word current because I have had so many other businesses prior to this that I have to say current, about 6 prior to this, right? From farming to sanitation businesses I ran. So now I'm in the distribution business of food and a comprehensive variety of products and also reliable services like vehicle rentals and such. Right now, this business basically started with just the idea of manufacturing pimento powder. I was just zeroed in on pimento powder, right? After some traumatic years of losing money in the farming industry, right? So I wanted to go into agro-processing, right? Then after realizing that I couldn't sell pimento powder alone, I incorporated some dry goods to my offerings. Then I began importing seasons from Guyana, Miss Louisa's second home, right? I continued adding more and more items to my offerings. And now I distribute from Caranage to Toko and in the central area as well. Right. My company's vision is to be premier provider of high quality products and to be recognized as someone for reliability and excellence in service. Right. So all these parts and the things in between is what we'll get into as we go along this life today. So I'm really glad to be here. Thankful for the opportunity again. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, so well, we wanna swing all the way because you know we have a little bit of chicken curry taking place in this Kusume. So we go into Joy. Joy, let's hear from you. 90 seconds. Let's hear about your business and
First of
yourself.
all, good afternoon to everyone on the panel. Thank you, Donna, so much. And it don't matter if it's curry chicken or chicken curry, once the curry tastes good, right? My name is Joy Hart Sjoberg, and as you know already from Donna, I'm the feel good lady. My business is located in Georgetown, Guyana, and I am a masseuse esthetician. I do waxing. So make you feel good, make you look good and feel good. I've been in business for about 6 years. Yes. And I'm a three-time awardee from the Women's Chamber of Commerce, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, and the Small Business Bureau. They can't help it. When you come around me, you can't help it but to want to stay around me, right? So that's the basis of my business, making sure that when you walk through the door, don't matter what you're coming with, I'm there to make sure that when you're leaving with a smile or you're feeling sleepy or you just want to go have a good time with your family and friends. I don't have in-house staff, but I've trained staff who work corporate events for me. So this entire weekend, I was full of work. I've just soft launched also a mini golf rental business. And if you follow me on Facebook or TikTok, you'll be able to see that. So when you come to Guyana, you have two things. If you have an event, we're there to make you feel good and your patrons feel good as well. And if you're looking for some relaxation, you come to me and I'll make you feel good, relax, and enjoy your trip. Okay. Like I said, I have been in business for 6 years. I'm a mother of two boys. So you know where I get all the energy from. I have to have all that energy. I'm the only woman that lives in my house, so I have to be high energy all the time. But thank you again for allowing me this forum, and I look forward to hearing and meeting everybody else.
Okay, great. So, all right. So now we have to bring it home, Shareiss. Chicken curry chicken. You don't see Joy throw it in there for us. So let's hear from you. Can you? Ooh, wow! You didn't wait, huh? You're ready. You're cooking one time. Yes, let's hear from you, Shareiss.
So my name is Shareiss Boyd. I am the owner of Shareiss Beauty Shop Supplies. It's your online hair store. So I sell braids, weaves, locks, ponytails, anything here, you can get it by Shareiss Beauty Shop Supplies. I'm not a physical store, as I said, it's an online store. And now I also offer consultations. If you're not sure what to do with your hair, you would like some advice, I am there for you. And also, I am adding motivational jerseys to my catalog. So our mission is to make hair supplies accessible to everyone, no matter where they are. We want to empower women to feel beautiful and confident with our hair products. And also, our mission is to change the way people shop for hair supplies by merging convenience, beauty, and innovation all on our website. And I have started this business a little bit before 2020 in 2019, and I have served over 4,000 customers. I will send my handles in the chat for you, my TikTok and my Instagram and my website, so you can check it out, and LinkedIn.
Wow, boy. Kiana, you come out there. Mm-hmm. You really come out there for us, okay? So, good. All right. So let's jump right into it. So you'll have heard a little bit. Now, this is a conversation. So we're having a conversation. We'd like everybody to be a part of the conversation. So if you have any questions along the way, please do not be afraid to put it in the chat. We will be checking the chat to see how we can answer. Anything you want to ask them, go ahead. It is all right. Put it in the chat.
Different ventures that we would undertake throughout the year. The main thing being conference that is in July. Because like I told you,
I think someone mic is
Oh,
on.
Oh, somebody's mic. Yeah, somebody's mic is.
And a few team members that we.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. You see, you're learning all this. So you're learning with me while I learning. All right. You see, your mentor still in the learning stage. Okay. So, folks, we diving in. So this is our conversation. As I said, I would like people to feel free, jump in the chat, ask questions, and we will try our best to get to everything and ask. So, okay, we starting off. We want to I want to rough all up. Why entrepreneurship? Why entrepreneurship? Shareiss, why entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship. Because one, I have the freedom to do whatever I want creatively. If I feel like I want to create, I want to go with a different type of color, I want to do with a different type of bundle on a particular day. I am my own boss. I don't have to go and report to anyone other than my mentor, to make sure I make those figures. But yes, I like the freedom, and I also like taking risk and being able to learn from the risk and also the financial reward. I love the money. It's all about the money, getting the money. So yes, entrepreneurship for me.
All right. So Cherub, let's hear from you.
Well, I will pose back a question to you. I know they always say don't answer a question with a question, but my question will be why not? Why not entrepreneurship? Why not create your own reality? Why not create opportunities? Why not solve problems in society? Turn your ideas into income generating systems. Like those things bring life and purpose and meaning to my life. Why not set your own salary? Like, why somebody else must tell you how much money you should get at the end of the month? Why I can't say how much money I want to get at the end of the month? But I didn't get up one day and say, well, I want to be an entrepreneur today. It didn't happen like that. When I just look back at my life, I was like, wait, but why am I always on some project? Why am I always trying to sell something? Or why always locked into some idea and I believe in it at 200%, even though everyone else around me saying, nah, that won't work, that ain't making no sense. Better just stick to a normal job. I just thought that I would see this thing flourish one day and become successful. So I just personally love the thrill that comes from it and the excitement, simply put.
Okay, all right. So Joy, let's hear from you. Why entrepreneurship? Why you want this?
Well, I could tell you I'm an entrepreneur by heart from since a very young age when I hosted parties and made people pay to come in. But I would say the turning point for me was when I remigrated to Guyana, and I worked in the field that I'm in now. Even though I graduated from the university with a certificate in accounting, and I always knew that wasn't for me. I never enjoyed working for other people. I enjoyed serving people, but never enjoyed working for other people. And after remigrating to Guyana, I said, something, I want to control my own time. I want to be able to decide that today I'm going to work and I don't have no boss but myself to call and say, hey, I ain't going to work today. Right. And I also wanted to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to work extra hours this week, and I will see that pay come in, and I will see the progress, and I will see the reap the fruits of that. And so when I remigrated to Guyana, I said, okay, this is it. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to open it. I'm going to be brave as hell. Excuse my French. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to go out and I'm going to take risks. 6 years later, and another new business that seems that is going to just be the icing on the cake. I do not regret choosing to build my dream instead of helping somebody else build theirs.
Wow, I love that. So, okay, so y'all are in business, and I know y'all. I understand the struggle. I would like to hear from you, Shareiss. Just three words that describe your entrepreneurship journey right now. 3 words.
I would say hard work, because being an entrepreneur is hard work, consistency. Being an entrepreneur, you have to be consistent, and I would also say rewarding.
Okay, all right. Joy, let's hear from you. 3 words that describe your entrepreneurship experience right now.
Resilience. You have to be resilient. You have to be
Okay.
resilient. Patience. You have to
Okay.
be patient with yourself and with the growth of the business as well. Because sometimes it might not take off the way in which you planned in your head, but you have to be patient with it. And I think I will pivot off of um, saying, yeah, it does have its rewards. Rewards.
Okay, great. So, Cherub, let's hear from you. Your
I,
3 words.
I just came up with this weird one, gym. Entrepreneurship,
Jim?
like, yeah, gym. GYM, like a gym. You know, the only way you can get strong is by going to the gym and lifting those heavy weights. Right. That's entrepreneurship. So it's constant weight every week. You're progressively loading, putting on more weight on those barbells or putting on more weight on those squats. That and entrepreneurship to me is the same thing. Um, are
All
you all
right, so
hearing me?
somebody needs to mute themselves in the background. Oh, go ahead, Cherub.
All right. Yeah. The second word will be dynamic. I mean, you have to be able to diversify, you have to stay relevant, you have to constantly be relevant in a changing market. And purposeful will be my third word, where for me, it solving problems and meeting needs of people, it brings a sense of happiness and a sense of belonging to the community, to society. And then, well, the rewards come with that purpose. So that's my 3 words.
But it's 4 words you give. You give Jim, you give relevance, you give
No, no, no.
purposeful and rewards.
No, gym
So,
dynamic and purposeful.
all right, Jim, dynamic and purposeful. So, folks, we have a question. I like this question coming from Shedron Collins. Or you know that he is the man that is hit hard. So, how did you all know when you find it, when you found it being the business that you are meant to be in? Have you found it? Cherub, you tell us, have you found it, the business you meant to be in?
Well, like I said, I went through 6 businesses prior to this one, right? And the phases of businesses you just go through as the entrepreneur. You go through that first phase when you have something called um uninformed optimism. When you have no clue what you're doing, but you just think that, yes, this is going to be the best idea ever. You're going to be a millionaire in 2 weeks' time and things like that. When you jump into that phase and you cross that phase and you realize that Murphy's law kicking, everything starts to go wrong, you reach to the phase of what we call informed pessimism. When all you know is negative, that time is where most entrepreneurs fail, and you're ready to throw everything, sell out everything you have and quit and go back to doing what you're doing before. Right. When I reach to the point now, which is in this business, which is informed optimism, which where I'm at now, that made me realize that, hey, this is for me, because I know what I can become. I know where this business could reach to. It is still tough, but I am sticking to it. That's what makes me new. That would make me new that this was the business for me.
Wow. So, Shareiss, let's hear from you. Is have you found it? Do you think that this is it for you? Let's hear from you.
So, with that question, if you have found the it, I'm not sure about the it because business is a roller coaster. It has its ups and its downs. Sometimes you're down and you just want to give up, but then sometimes have its up and you say, yay. So, I think it's based on what you want. Is this business rewarding you financially? Is the business giving you joy from what you're doing? Are you able to get value from it? So I would say, yes, I'm getting value from my business. Yes, I'm getting financial rewards. So this business is working for me. I'm not sure about the it part of it.
Interesting. Joy, but let me hear now because all the song and all the beginning the song a little different here now. Let me hear you, Joy.
For me, outside of seeing profitability, seeing your books looking good, I think when I knew it was it, when and it has happened so many times and it continues happening, but it feels like the first time every time. But it's when like a first time client or somebody I don't even know, after the session, they will text me these deep emotional thank yous. And it no matter how many times it's happened, to me, it just renews my, I don't know how to say that. It just make me feel valuable or wanted and needed, and it renews the idea that I had in the beginning that it's going to work. It makes sense. I can make a difference. I can change somebody's life just by 1 hour session, and it happens over and over. And I'll just give you a simple example, just quick. I wanted to say this. 2 weeks ago, a client went on Google looking for waxing services. And by error, she called my number instead of the number that she had found. And after the session, we said her goodbye. She said, oh, she'll book again. It was wonderful. But about like an hour after she left her session, she sent me a text message, and I'm just paraphrasing. She said, this is one of she had one of the most exhilarating, loving, informative sessions with me, and she did not expect to come for a wax and leave feeling like a brand new human being, right? And it happens so much. And so even those days when I feel, oh my God, I can't do this because of some other issue that is happening or some other challenge that I'm facing that really sometimes bring you down as a human being, I'm going like, oh my gosh, I can't stop doing this. Even to the point where when I do need a break, I cannot stay in Guyana. I have to leave because if somebody calls or texts, it really is tough to say
and
no.
Now run to Trinidad. Yeah, when you can't stay in Guyana, you have to run to Trinidad. I do a plug there for Trinidad. Okay, remember that. I do a plug for Trinidad. Right, good. I like what you all have shared. But something, we're talking behind the scenes. So because we're behind the scenes, I want to throw something out there behind the scenes. So this is all it. This is your it. Do you pay yourself a salary or you're pulling drawings? You pay yourself a salary or you're pulling drawings. Remember, we're talking behind the scenes, or they tell the truth. Cherub, let me hear from you.
Well, sometimes I do neither of them. Sometimes I be well, you want us to be real, so I be real. Sometimes when I just look at my figures and I think I should have done better, and I start to punish myself mentally and all the psychological knives are stabbing myself. Sometimes I don't pay myself a salary when I know I should. But I definitely don't do drawings at all, because I have a fear that I would run my business to the ground in terms of finances by making bad choices. But from the times that I do pay myself, right, which I know I'm supposed to do, it motivates me to work hard in my business, because when you're getting that financial reward, I understand that, hey, I created a system that could pay me and pay other people and stuff like that. It enables me to work harder in my business. So I more do the salaries than the drawings.
Okay. Before I ask the other two entrepreneurs to speak, anybody from the audience want to share with us if they do salary or drawings? If you're in business for yourself, do you do salary or drawings? By a show of hands. You paying yourself, or you're just taking a drawdown from the company? Let me hear from you now. If you don't want to speak up, can you then
Put up your hand or put it in the chat.
put it in the chat. Thank you. You see, that teamwork make the dream work. So, all right, while we waiting to hear from other people, Joy, drawings or salary?
Well, to be blatantly honest, right? The first 2 years were sheer drawings. And my accountant scolded me so badly, right? Because he said you should know better. So now I do a salary every month. And because my little retail therapy helps, right? So I make sure that I set aside every month a salary for myself now.
Okay, let's hear from Christopher. He has his hand up. Yes, Christopher, salary or drawing? Unmute yourself. Right.
Good afternoon. In the first couple years, I used to do drawings, and then when I hired an accountant to go through my books and saw that over $900,000 went through my account, and I didn't have any to say, well, okay, it was, in the company, and I realized, well, look, and one of the things he advises that I need to pay myself a salary, so I started doing that. And then I'm responsible for other staff. So I need to pay them a salary and myself a salary. So, it's very dangerous to do the drawings when it is that, because there's no control. When your son or daughter birthday or anniversary, you say movie tongue, you just, you transfer $4,000 to your account and you're going to spend that, and there's no accountability for it. So I started to pay myself a salary, and when the salary finished, folks, it done. When it's done, it's done. There's no, I don't go back. I don't even ask. You can't transfer 200 to me. No, when it's done, it's done.
All right. Y'all, I don't know how to bring the hand down, eh? So Chris, right, you
Thanks,
help me
Christopher.
out there.
Thanks for that one, Christopher.
Right. Now, Shareiss, let's hear from you. I can't wait to hear from you. Drawings or salary?
Initially, when I met my business mentor, I was doing drawings. But then she told me I cannot be doing drawings. I cannot mix up the money with the business money. I need to take a salary every month, or even if I have to owe, the business has to owe me money for the month, I need to take a salary. Even if it's smaller than the money that I would like to, I need to take a salary every month because I need to separate my personal from the business. And as Christopher said, it's better for the money to be going through. But it was even easier when I got a separate bank account, a business bank account, compared to a personal bank account, so I could separate my business money from my personal money.
Could I
You
could
know,
I just could I just could I just plug one more thing here?
yes, please go ahead, Christopher.
One of the things I also realize is that there are things that you do, and as entrepreneurs, we use our vehicles to go places. We use our time, even with our families to get things done. So why I'm saying this is that your gas receipts can be a company expense. I'm not saying that you drive all over the place, but your gas receipts. Sometimes one of the things sometimes I do, I have, well, on our accounting we have a director's account, right? So there are things that I would be expensed on that I can say, okay, the company needs to pay for this. Because as entrepreneurs, the reason why we're in business is for it to help take care of us, right?
That's
That's one of the
correct.
things, right? I'm not saying that every single thing you put in, you expend, but there are things that you can. So you go to the grocery, you buy some stuff. It can be tea room supplies, or you buy certain things for to maintain yourself. It could be expense to the business. Again, that is with discipline and with caution, because you may want to put everything to the business. You know,
Mhm.
you take a trip to Guyana to seek business, right? That can expense to the company, right? You went to lunch with a client, that is expense to the company. So it's with discipline, and with also you have to be able to manage that. So all my gas receipts. Sometimes when I said when the salary done, sometimes my wife will say, hey, I have some gas receipts here. Good, I smile. Because I have no money, but I have gas receipts that I expense gas for the month. So
Wow,
that's one of the things that you try to maintain. You operate your business, but things you do is at an expense,
that is
right?
correct.
So you
So,
can
folks,
expense.
now this is interesting because behind the scenes, all of that taking place, and as a key point, you know, I want to twist, shift things around a little bit because it's so interesting that I am seeing you all here, and this is Global Entrepreneurship Week. I want to find out something from all you. I want to know you're in business, you have challenges. What is a challenge that real bad? Because all you have real bad challenges that you have to overcome. Yeah, that bad challenge. So briefly give us a real challenge as a business person that you had to overcome. No holds bad. And were you able to overcome it? If you're not able to overcome it, feel free to say. But we in business. So what is it? What is that challenge? Let me hear. Well, look, Cherub, like if he size up already. Cherub, go ahead. Shoot. Shoot.
Challenge. Staff.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, well, finding proper staff, finding that person to fit that employee profile that you have in mind, that knight in shining armor, of an employee. I have hired people, and within 2 hours they bounce my vehicle, the company vehicle, send me down a whole 2 weeks of mourning. You're thinking about if employees will steal from you. You have to constantly be putting systems in place to ensure that you can't just have faith in people as soon as you meet them. You do an interview with someone, you do a background check on them, but how much do you really know that person? You have to give that person time to go along, to go through the company, to go through the paces, to experience certain things in the company. Sometimes you even have to create scenarios to see how they will operate in certain circumstances, so that when the circumstances arise, you would know how they would react before time. So this is constantly a challenge. It's a challenge that I'm still going through. I mean, if anyone is interested, if anyone knows someone who has a heavy T licensed and interested in doing sales. I don't know if this is the right time for it, but they could send their resume. I will put my email address here. They could email their resume, and they might get an interview by the end of the week. You never know, but labor is indeed a challenge that I'm still going through and trying to overcome.
Okay, no problem. So, all right. So, Joy, let's hear a challenge from you. What's your big challenge?
Oh my, which one? I think one of my current challenges is similar with staff, but I've found ways around working that through. So when my challenge is because of the type of work I do, there's a little stigma that goes around, and people think that a massage equals, I'll say it bluntly, happy ending. And it can be tricky. Let me explain. It can be tricky working with female staff who have to work with male clients who have that in their head. And I've had situations where I had to let female staff go because of not understanding that fine line that you can't cross. So what I've had to do, rather than and it just happened organically that 99% of my clients just want to see me because of the discipline that I have. And so now I only have freelance staff who only work on corporate events, which is open up and there's no avenue for anything unprofessional to take place there. So that is how I overcame that challenge, and it's working perfectly because they don't have to come in to work on a daily basis, only events, and they excel at those events. The other challenge that I face from time to time, and it's tough sometimes to admit that you suffer a little bit from imposter syndrome, and that is something that goes out and in with me. And as recent as 3 weeks ago, it's just a feeling of, oh, I feel so defeated, and it's not. Sometimes it has nothing to do directly with work. It's just the other personal and things that you deal with that tends to distract you, and you just have to find a way to boost your confidence. And lots of times it's good talks with Donna, good talks with Donna to be like, hey, what are you saying? You're great, you're excellent. I'm not trying to just boost you up. You've got a lot going for you, and you have to recognize it, and you have to dig deep into that. So a lot of times we don't talk about those personal challenges, imposter syndrome, and we all go through it from time to time, and it doesn't, and like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to do anything going wrong in the business. It's just you come to a point where both business and personal life tend to, throw you off your game sometimes, and you get into your own head. So for me, it's talking to Donna or to talking to my husband or not a mentor or a business colleague or something like that.
Wow, I love that. Now, you brought up a couple of things there, Joy, and with staff, we have to be careful because people have to understand boundaries. And we normally have expectations that everybody understands what is right or what we want. And then sometimes as entrepreneurs, we're not very clear. We are so busy, we don't take the time out to outline roles, responsibilities, but also boundaries. So it's very clear. Shareiss, you want to give us your challenge, please?
Yes, I have so many challenges that I go
Just
through.
choose one.
Went through.
One, Shareiss.
So one of the challenges that I had to overcome was making videos. So when I initially met my mentor, she said that I needed to start to make videos to connect with my customers. But I was a bit shy. I didn't want to talk on camera. I didn't want to hear my voice. I didn't want to hear my voice. I didn't want to see myself on camera. But then, I just did one video, posted it. She gave me feedback on, different things that I can change, different things that I could do. And I posted it and it was good. Even customers would message me now and tell me that, whatever I said was so motivating to them, and that whatever uplifting stuff I said in my videos, because I would just say, good morning, how are you? Have a wonderful day, just to connect with them so they could see my personality and stuff. And yes, I overcame that challenge.
Okay, all right. I'm going to throw you all a curveball. I'm going to ask a hard question. I'm going to ask a question that sometimes we don't want to admit it, but the laws and regulations that govern business are there for a reason. And sometimes, when it comes to how we choose or we make choices in terms of how we sell, how we conduct trade, it may not be totally in the best interest of all parties. Initially, you don't know. But I want to talk a little bit about trade and how do we deal with customer expectations. I pay for something, I want it, but I don't think I got what I want, what I paid for from you. So I paid for something, the customer comes, they pay you for something. They get something that you give them, you believe it was correct. And then they come back and they say, hey, I want a refund. All right? Or they badmouth you and they say, well, okay, no, it wasn't good. As an entrepreneur, a young person in business, sometimes you put everything out there. You can't afford to give back something because you might have used the money already to buy something else, to pay the rent or whatever. What happens when that happens to you? Has that ever happened to you? Joy, I want to shoot that to you first.
Perhaps once or twice earlier in my business. And at that time I developed a really bad habit that no business person at no stage of their business should do. Like I would get people who will call first time, oh, they want to do this service. I could get a discount, and I was giving away discounts like Oprah, you get a discount, and here's a discount for you. And two things I found. And clients would complain about everything, possible. Sometimes they wouldn't complain. I never saw them back. And I don't know, it was a podcast I was listening to, something I was listening to. And the person said, you were doing yourself an injustice when you do stuff like that. Because the people who are willing to pay in full for your service, right, are coming back. And the people who have never used the service but just want a discount for whatever reason are benefiting from not being return clients. And I had to curb that quick. So what I have done, what I implemented in my business is a reward system. For when you come back for every service, you build points and then you get a lovely discount, at a fourth service. Did I ever have a client that, complained about something that that was done and they weren't pleased about? Yes, every now and then. Maybe in a wax, it wasn't done perfectly. And the first thing I look to do is apologize. Remember, people are spending their hard-earned money to come to your business. They're choosing. They have so many other people they can go to. They're coming to your business to spend their money. So you have to give them some amount of respect. You have to show that you care. And usually I would apologize, like I said, and I would always give like a reduction in the next service or a free. I would say, come in, let me fix it. And it usually works. They would respond positively to that. I always try to put myself in my customer's position. What
Okay.
if it was me who went to you to purchase your stuff and I was dissatisfied about something? What would I want you to do or say? Sometimes you don't have to give them back their money. You just have to acknowledge that something was wrong or something did not go right and offer to redo it or to make up for it in some way. And I think when you do that, you put that human element into it, people will just, all right, they will, oh, you don't have to give me back the money next time I come and then something. And it works well.
Right. And now the reason why I bring this up is because indeed it is against the law to deny, if somebody has a complaint, to deny them a refund. You know, sometimes before you enter into business, you see no refund, and it's like really against the law to say no refund. What is important though, as young business people, we need to have refund policies. We need to say, okay, you know, within this period of time or X, Y, and Z, these are the conditions of sale. And I think when you're in business, you step in. These are some of the fine things that you don't look at. What is the condition of sale? Shareiss, let's hear from you. What is your take on this?
Well, my business being a retail business, I have had quite a bit of customers with whatever complaints they may have. And as Joyce said, I would acknowledge and I would apologize. But initially, when I first started, I didn't think about these things, policies and all those things. If someone was unsatisfied, I'd apologize. I probably want to give them a refund right away. Want to make sure that my customer is completely happy. But that also hurts me. And then there are some customers that go to the extreme end of the stick, right? So things that I've put in place is policies, as you said, 7 days return and a restocking fee, because it would have customers exactly what they saw is exactly what they received. And I don't know if they may have buyer's remorse, they may have found something else to be done with the money, but they would like a refund right away. So I put policies in place to protect myself and to protect the business and to protect the customer too, so that they would know upfront. Things that I put in place is the 7 days, 7 days before you could within those 7 days you can get a refund. Also the restocking fee. Also, uh, because my business is an online business, most of the persons would be getting delivery. Also letting the customers know that they would be responsible for the fee for the delivery. Because every time I deliver to someone, that is a cost.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cherub, you want to add your experiences with this for us?
Well, in the early stages, I was like a gangster. If I find you's not that big customer and you pay a little bit, if you have a complaint, I just not sure not buy you again because you ridiculous. But going to the Jumpstart program and stuff like that, I learned about empathy, empathizing with customers and so on. And so after that and learning about empathizing and putting yourself in the customer's shoes, I will actually go the distance now with them to resolve a problem, resolve an issue. And you realize that after a challenge like that arises and you bear with the customer and you resolve the issue, you build a better relationship with that client. You build trust. And so the client in turn trusts you more, and the relationship, the business relationship flourishes to some extent. Some of the worst customers at the start become some of your best customers after those types of challenges. So I welcome those challenges. I go through the distance with them, and seeing the responses I get after, yeah, I go the distance with my customers.
Okay, so I want to ask, and I'd like to get some feedback from, or a couple questions in the chat, please. I want to find out what is it that you find when you started? What was one of the groundbreaking things, that the hardest thing? Now, many of us have little stories, where we maybe jump out and you spend a lot of money on something that you absolutely should not spend no money on. Or maybe you invested in something and it was questionable, you didn't do your research. But we all have stories in terms of finances, in terms of some mismanagement. When you now enter into business, remember you still have to test everything. You have theories. So as I say in theories, we have myths. And so because of myths, we make decisions. So let's hear about a myth and a bad decision. We behind the scenes, entrepreneurship in action. I know all my peeps have things that they could share. So share with us. Share with us. Let's hear.
All right, I could start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I see we have
Mythbusters.
something in the chat too. Go ahead, Cherub, you start.
Yeah, so one of the biggest myths in business, I think is the worst one, is that you need a lot of money to make money. You need a lot of money to start a business. And people believe this with all their heart and soul and mind, and go into business, you realize that you don't need money, you need customers. That's what you need. You can have $1 million, right, to start a business. If you have no customers, you have no business. Right? So that's the biggest myth. Now, I had businesses where I started off with, I went and take a loan and $60,000 one time because I need this item here and this item here. If I get this, I know 60,000, but I'll go the grind, I'll go the distance, and this will make it. And those business failed miserably, right? And the business that I'm currently in, I started off with about $350 or something like that, pocket change for nowadays with inflation. And I bought some peas, right? Some sugar, right? I bought a very cheap scale, right? And I Miss Louisa is watching me because she knew that scale wasn't cheap. The scale was a little pricey, but I bought a scale, right? And I sealed up my bags of peas and my pimento powder and so on. And I had a little pickup van. And I was driving around in different places in my area and wherever looking for shops. And I had a little clear bowl of board from my mother. And I went and was asking people, good day, you want peas? You want sugar? I just had lentils, split peas, and sugar. 3 items. And at the end of the day, when I reach back home, I check how much money I make, how much money I need to spend diesel. Diesel was winning, right? And fast forwarding now with that being consistent and sticking to it with that same $350 investment, I reach up now to having vehicles and routes and 300 loyal customers and staff from that. So that is indeed a big myth. I think it's the worst one, that you need that money to make money, and that money that you think that you need is what will actually damage you at the start of business, coming into business, because you wouldn't get to see who you really are. You need to see who you really are, need to understand the market without money, but understanding about creativity, thinking outside of the box, being consistent, all those things that you can't learn in school, you need to learn that on the ground, and those are the things that will build your business.
Wow, I love that. Before I send that to you, Shareiss, we have a nice question for Joy. Joy, I have a question for you. As coming from Shedron Collins, he says, as a service type entrepreneur, how do you envision scaling your business? How do you envision scaling your business when clients are asking to only see you? Or rather, what does scaling look like for your service type businesses?
Okay, so that's a great question. Thank you for that. Because as Miss Donna Mentor can tell you, I have been struggling over the last year to figure out, how I will deal with this issue because, of course, I can't do everything forever, right? And I'm trying to share something. I had to sit down and figure out what I'm going to do. And I think I finally found it. Let me see if I can share this. Oh, let me see if I can share this quickly. Just give me 1 second. Trying to figure out this. How do I share something? I'm on my cell phone. Okay, let me see if I can share it here. This is what I've scaled to. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Right. So now I'm pivoting more to corporate events where I have my team outside of the office, and it happens to be a bigger paycheck than what I do in studio, right? So in the long run, my business is scaling to corporate events where I'll have freelance staff working at all the events.
Okay, good. Excellent, excellent. I like that because sometimes, what may appear as a obvious solution may not work for some people.
Correct.
And so we have to think out of the box when it comes to scaling our business. We have to think about our growth because right now the demands are there, and if you are the only person providing your service, then you can't grow. It's easy to become frustrated. It's easy to get bogged down. But I really did find I like that solution. And that was pretty out of the box thinking. So, Shareiss, let's hear from you. In terms of the myth, in terms of, something that you in your journey you discover that, all right, it isn't real from what I thought. Let's hear from you. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. A myth that I have discovered is thinking that once I create something and just continue posting, only you will get customers. That's not real. Just posting alone on social media will not get you customers. It's a compilation of a lot of things, being consistent, planning, building customer relationships, making sure you handle the inventory, and every other thing that is important in your business is important. Not only posting would get you customers, reaching out to customers also.
All right. Okay. So, I know that growth and growing your business is dependent on a lot of things. One of the big, I think, pluses is the digital era and technology. I think the use of social media and having access to social media channels, I think that is very important for entrepreneurs. Sometimes you might feel uncomfortable in the beginning dealing with it, but most times as you jump in and you get to feel it out, you get to find ways that different social media interactions can help your business. Now, right here, we have a queen of TikTok. We have somebody who has mastered the art of getting engagement and getting people to be to be consistently in their face. And that's Joy. Joy, you want to share with us your experiences with social media and your business?
I thank you for the hype. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm the queen, but I'm brave because it comes from being elocution classes in primary school and high school, and being the baby of my family. I'm always seeking for attention. Not now that I'm older, but on a more business sense of it, I'm comfortable with putting myself out there on TikTok because most of the times it's a way for me to stress release, either between sessions or because I've been asked the same thing over and over and just wanted one medium to get the information out. Sometimes it's just me going through a day and I know I can't be the only one in sharing that raw um opinion and stories and being able to reach other people or other persons that may be going through the same thing and just needed to kind of hear that, hey, I'm not the only person. I also use it as a tool to educate my clients about the services that they're having because sometimes people I have so many people with from different walks of life and different attitudes and different they're looking for different things. You sometimes you can't engage them during a service, but they're following your page and they're able to see that information afterwards. And you quite often will get a text message or a direct message saying, "Hey, thank you for sharing that. I didn't know." And it makes them feel more comfortable. It builds trust with your clients and potential clients because you would get I do see clients coming because they saw a video or some session that I did on TikTok or Facebook because of what I put out there. So I'm comfortable with it because I've always been that type of person, very chatty.
Great. That's good. So, Shareiss, let's hear from you because your business is online. Everything from get-go is online. How has social media and digital technology impacted on your business?
Well, as you said, my business is online, it's on social media. So that is social media consists of a very big part of my business. It is a way for me to reach my customers, for my customers to reach me because they can't come and find me physically. Because I don't have a physical location. So when I post my videos or when I post my whatever content that I have, whether it be my bundles or my individual products and direct them to my website, it's easy for me to reach a customer and the customer to reach me.
Okay. So you would, if there was a crash and there was no social media, if something happened
That's
digitally
social
and there was
media.
a breakdown and there was a digital
WhatsApp,
breakdown for about
WhatsApp
and
too.
and WhatsApp, everything. If there was a total digital breakdown, what is it? You have a plan B? You're praying?
Well, now that you say that, I'd have to have a plan B because I have an online store, completely online.
The thing about it is that we don't think too much into the future while we go along our businesses. We think about the present, and while we might do projections, we might do forecasts in terms of putting things in place just in case. Many times it's difficult to do that. So I want to shoot this one for Cherub. Cherub, in terms of putting things in place, and do you feel that entrepreneurship is linear? Do you think that everything is going to go smooth, and if you know, you plan for it, and if you don't know, you don't know? What's your take on this whole thing about anything that could go wrong going wrong?
Well, we all know about the Murphy's Law, and like that law was written directly for entrepreneurship. Because trust me, whatever could go wrong, the little things that I think cannot go wrong, that going wrong too, right? And we need to have a plan A to Z in business because you could really get complacent in day-to-day how things running, and think that, yeah, I settle and I will reach this stage if I just continue to do this. It is a cycle. It's a cycle of a changing environment and you adapting to a changing environment. I mean, look what happened during COVID-19. The entrepreneurs who had that adaptive mindset, that growth mindset. Some persons were running certain businesses that needed to be closed down due to the pandemic, and they in turn changed their whole business. Not even the business model alone they changed, you know. They changed their whole business. Some people turned places to bakeries. People turned clothes store into bakeries and survived through the pandemic because they could have a bakery open at that time. So that type of mindset is necessary for the entrepreneur to have, because every day or every week have a COVID-19 in its own shape and form that sometimes we don't even realize is taking place, and we could be getting left behind if we're not being sharp in our mind, having that plan A to Z through our business.
Okay, all right.
If I can interject, just add a little bit to that.
Go ahead, Joy.
And exactly like you said, every day could possibly be a COVID-19, right? And in that time, I was mobile. I was doing house calls. And a few months before COVID hit, something told me you need a place because, you know, somewhere people could come and use as a hideout to relax. And luckily, a few months before COVID hit, I reinvested some of my profits. I broke down my father's old garage and I built a studio. And do you know the amount of business people that was sneaking back and forth to the studio because they were so stressed out and they needed, that relief. So I was able to pivot from just being mobile, no longer being able to go to people's houses, to having a safe space for people to come. So you have to think in that mindset now. What if tomorrow is the other one? Where would I pivot?
That's right. You know, entrepreneurship is a good thing. It is for everybody. Everybody has an opportunity to be an entrepreneur. I want to, and there are two other questions I wanted to ask the entrepreneurs here, but there's something I want to pull out from you all. So, okay, so let's go with this one. Now, I am a mentor and business advisor, and I have met these three entrepreneurs. And it's quite interesting that I met them through entrepreneurship programs, entrepreneurship development programs. So I want to ask, as it relates to youth business Trinidad and Tobago, Shareiss Natalie Boyd, tell us about your experience with YBTT and what stood out to you. Briefly give us that.
So for me, what stood out for YBTT, the Jumpstart program, is the business model canvas that helped me to put the different aspects in place for my business for growth, like the value proposition, figuring out what is my value proposition for my customer, and also customer segmentation. And also one of the best things that can happen to me from YBTT Jumpstart program is meeting my mentor, Donna-Luisa. She was very instrumental in the growth of my business, because I remember when I met her and I had one session with her, I told her that I really wanted my business to be a real business, not just a hustle, but, a business. And from then till now, I have definitely grown. She has helped me to grow personally and also in my business and also in my job. So my mentor was very instrumental coming out of that
Okay, well, I'm taking that.
program.
I'm not going to be shy and blush and sit there. Yeah, taking it. I hope I can cash that in the bank. All right. Cherub, let's hear from you about your YBTT experience and
YB.
some takeaways from it. Yeah, let's hear from you.
Well, indeed, I obtained some technical insights, some technicalities that I didn't know about previously. I was doing plenty things the wrong way and was just calling it business and thought I was a businessman, but I realized I was doing the opposite of business. right? But the main takeaway would be the mentorship program to me, because I mean, anyone could go to a school and sit down and or do a degree online and learn all the theories and all the, as my mentor called, the pies in the skies, that we come into business with those types of mindset. But having someone to navigate with you through these storms of entrepreneurship, which we know the storms will come, which we know Murphy's Law will kick in. When you have those days that you really sit down in your quiet time and think to yourself that, nah, I am done. I did enough. I I grind. I had sleepless nights, and it's time for me to quit. Mentorship steps in there at that point in time. That person to navigate you, to jolt you, to give you a good buff, right? Right. So
I like that.
big up to DLE Solutions and all the buffing that I have to get. The mentorship in the YBTT started off as a free trial, right? And then, like when you get a free trial for Amazon or one of them things, and when the free trial come into the end, you just be kind of addicted and hooked on it now. So then you say, I would just try it for a month again. I would just take a month after, and after a month, I would take it again. And then next thing is 2 years, and you're still going with that
4
subscription.
years.
Yeah. So I locked into it right now, to the subscription, and I am thankful for it because it has grown my business tremendously.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Cherub. Joy. Well, I met Joy through a very interesting program. And that program was the Accelerator. And it was the Accelerator, the first one in Guyana. So, Joy, I want you to share with us that entrepreneurship program. Tell us something that or a couple of things that you felt the impact on you and your business. How did it
We have
impact on you?
a hand up, just in case you don't.
Oh yeah, I know. As soon as Joy is finished, we're going to take Christopher.
Okay.
Okay, so the Accelerator program was the first one being hosted by the Greater Guyana Initiative, sponsored by ExxonMobil and a few other oil affiliates. When I tell you life changing as a young entrepreneur, and I think the first thing that took my breath away is seeing so many female entrepreneurs in one space. Sorry, guys, it was just for women. Don't feel jealous. It's all right. We gotta get something to. And then being told, oh, you need mentors, and we're gonna attach you to mentors. And I think I was skeptical about it, but Lord, let me tell you, game changing and life changing and business changing. I didn't know that I needed and that it was normal for someone in business to have that person that you can use as, like you said, a buffer. Yes. To discuss your wild ideas and try to streamline it into something that makes sense. And meeting Donna, I think Donna and I have this love relationship that we constantly say, oh, you're taking advantage of me. And then I'm saying, oh, you're taking advantage of me. And we love the relationship where I can pretty much say exactly what I'm thinking and how I feel, and she can help me structure that. And the program really changed my life. And now I think it's 2 years later, Donna. Here we are still in this love relationship.
Almost 3 years, really.
Almost 3
3 years
years. And
later.
I'm letting you go. And no matter how many pieces of clothes you leave by my house, and you keep it there until you come.
So, okay, thanks, Joy. I do appreciate that very much. We have Christopher. Christopher, let's hear from you. Your hand up a little while. So, jump in now, Chris.
No, what I wanted to say, I wanted to ask, who is Murphy? I really wanted to ask who is Murphy. And I wanted to not encourage this guy who knew nothing about us and how we will, shape our lives. Because a lot of people, I have said this, and let me use my Trini Palangs. Somebody needed a cough move in him out and him hush, right? because I mean, things will go wrong. But once you have that mindset and phrase that what can go wrong will go wrong in the worst possible time, I think, if we have that kind of mindset, or have it, at the there to say, well, okay, yeah, well, yeah, if we really say something will go wrong, I don't subscribe to that. I'm just, saying here that, let us
Yes.
continue to think positive, right?
Right.
Things will go wrong, yes, but we don't sit and wait for it. Or if we see now something seems like it's about to go wrong, but we can fix it.
That's right.
Something could look like it's heading down somewhere, but we could pull it back. So I don't subscribe to Murphy. He could keep that law. Whatever bloodline he has, could follow that law. I'm not following it, and we shouldn't. Right? It
Okay.
may go wrong, yes, but we have to be able to pivot and pull things back, and not just accept it. Right?
Oh,
That's just
I
how I
love
want to.
that. Chris, I love that. Christopher, I absolutely love that. I want to read something that is in the chat here, and it says Monster Myth. Insisting on signed agreements mean a lack of trust. Or, since I am honest and my verbal agreement with others shows we trust each other. I co-facilitated an international conference putting out to rent, venue, and other costs because my partner was focused on advertising and registration. I didn't want to stress him out. Omitted to have a signed agreement on profit sharing that noted offsetting of any upfront expenses before dividing or divvying income earned. Lost to me 40,000 TT dollars. Let me convert that in US, so there's plenty money because he did not seek any reimbursement for pre-conference expenses that he had incurred. You know, I thank you very much for putting this out there for us. I want to say that as in business, especially when you get into business, sometimes we have friends, family, partners that we listen to. Everybody likes your idea. Everybody want to do something with you. Everybody you want to do something with. It's very important to have things in writing. It's very important to have written agreements. It's very important to seek professional advice. And it's not a matter of a lack of trust, it's a matter of business and transparency. I was chatting with somebody recently and they were telling me they had a verbal agreement. And I was like, when I heard about it, I thought, big red flag. We don't do verbal agreements. While somebody might say they want to do something, or we agree that we're going to do something with somebody, it's very good to put something in writing, especially when it comes to services and your money. Is very, very important. So we are running on to 10 more minutes, but there was one question I really wanted to ask everybody. And I'm going to put it out there. We are no longer local in our countries, we are global. And because we are global, we do transactions around different territories, whether it be supplier, whether it be customers. I would like to find out from you all a little bit about share with us an experience. Or do you import? Do you export? And what is the challenge in your little zone or in your big zone? What are your challenges when it comes to importing? And do you think you need to import goods? Do you think you need to export? I'm gonna shoot this straight to Cherub. Cherub, handle it first, now.
Well, I have done a small amount of importing in the early stages of this business, and a challenge that arose was US. at foreign exchange. And as we see the direction and what is going on now with foreign exchange and obtaining US in this country, right? That was a challenge. And also navigating goods from one country to the other country, having someone bring it in for you, or sometimes you might have to go to get it for yourself, because in the early stages, you can't bring in a container of goods one time, but you still want to be able to test the market with some foreign goods, bring it in and stuff like that. And you constantly have to find innovative ways to obtain that capital or to get your goods. It could be through the old time system of maybe bartering. Maybe you have a good here that has the same worth or value as a good that that person wants. And you have to maneuver things like that. You have to be creative in every aspect of it, even in the important side of business. I want to export my pimento powder, and with that comes a lot of paperwork and a lot of documents you need to have and stuff like that, which in the early stages of business is something that you don't want to get too stressed out about. You don't want to focus too hard on it. You could just do it simultaneously while you're doing your work locally, so that you could build credibility, you could build equity for yourself, so that later on, then you could jump out a little bit more capital wise, and then you import more when you have customers already. Because another problem is trying to bring in products when you don't have that much customers. You will have a lot of products in your hand here, the value will depreciate and stuff like that. You can have wastages, losses, and those things can incur. So I definitely want to go into importing and exporting. And it's something that is on a burner, just not in the front burner at this point in time.
Okay, great. So, Shareiss, let's hear briefly from you on this.
So yes, I do import. Well, at the start of my business, well, I used to deal with local suppliers. However, I want to stand out and I want something different. So I started to do some research on as to where I can source internationally. And been hearing about Alibaba. So, I was a bit afraid because I'm not sure. I heard different reviews, mixed reviews, good reviews, bad reviews. Maybe I'll get my stuff, maybe I won't get my stuff, maybe I'll get it and I'll ask for a pen and I'll get a chicken. So I'm not too sure what I would be getting, right? So I did research, went on YouTube, went on TikTok, look up different things when they tell me to put it to the filter, um to see how it would work. So I said, okay, I trust the research, went in and I order and I got my stuff. So that was good. Firstly, finding a supplier, that was one challenge. Another challenge was at one point in time having a reliable shipping person to get the stuff to me and to even get it out of customs. That was one challenge for me. And another challenge, I haven't purchased anything internationally since I've heard about the US currency. Before, US currency has not been a problem for me from using Scotiabank, but since I've heard recently that they have decreased the amount of current foreign currency we can use. So I think that would be a problem for me and small businesses.
Okay, no problem. Joy, what about you in your part of the world? Import and export and your business. Anything?
Well, I do a lot of importing.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I used to use local products, and when I order the pen, I get a chicken, right? So I had to put I had to put an immediate stop to that, and just I had to do a lot of research, and I do use social media to follow a lot of established businesses in Trinidad, in the US, in the UK. And so I was able now to source the products that I want, because of course I want my clients to have quality. It doesn't matter, from the oil to the waxes to the bed they're lying on to the sheets, everything I ship in, and I was able to find good suppliers, and at reasonable cost, because you build up a relationship with them after a while, because you're ordering so much. You give yourself that permission to contact them directly and say, hey, I order stuff from you twice a month, once a month, whatever. Can I, get a better price if I buy so much? I find that it's more effective when you do that. As for shipping, it was a struggle because you would use one shipping company, and then it seems as soon as they get used to your business, things go awry. So in order for me to alleviate that problem, or at least reduce that issue, I use several shipping companies that I've developed a relationship with. And now it is a case where I know if I ship with X, it'll take so long. If I ship with Y, it'll take this long. So if I need something really, really quick, let's say like right now, because I've promoted my waxing section of my business so much, I've moved from getting 2 wax um bookings a day or a week to doing 5 wax jobs a day. So that means I'm consuming more product. So I know that I need to have that on a rush, on a regular. But I had to regulate it where, okay, I'm gonna do this much. I'm gonna order a small amount to hold me over, and then the big amount that I need, I will ship it with the shipper that takes longer, because of I can't necessarily fly in 50 pounds of wax and expect to make a profit on that. So it's a up and down and a in and out every now and then, and you just have to kind of um test drive a few things, whether it's
Right.
suppliers or shippers. Test drive a few things, and you get an idea of what you need to do, to keep the ball rolling at all times.
Okay, I love that. So I know we almost coming down to the end, and I know I asked everybody to give a little motivating um, something, and also share a little something from your business that you might want to offer right now. So I'm going to ask for an additional 5 minutes from everyone, because I know everybody, Cherub, Joy, and Shareiss, they have something great that they'd like to share with you all, and we want to give them sufficient time to do so. So I hope you'll bear with us. Thank you so very much for your understanding. Um, and before I forget, coming out of this, there will be other similar convos, because obviously behind the scenes a lot is happening, and it's important for us to have the conversation so that everyone gets an opportunity to know a little bit more from what really happens in different types of business industries. So Cherub, you want to shoot first? Tell us a little bit about what's up with you that you'd like to share with everyone right now. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have a slide I could, just a one slide I could just,
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, beautiful. Just put it in view.
yeah,
Put it in view mode.
you know,
Okay,
see,
beautiful. Right.
yeah, so, as you go along, opportunities present itself, and as I often learn, diamonds in your own backyard, opportunities sometimes are right in your backyard. And I have a spouse, and she's an innovator, so she innovated. And when I say backyard, I don't mean my spouse is in my backyard. It's just a figurative speech, right? Right. Right. So she innovated some Bible flashcards. She runs a daycare, and she has these flashcards that she created to help with kids and with adults in learning. Very interactive. We in the area of the era of the tablets and so on, where most of the time children learn on their own. But this gives it a way for the parent to interact with their kids more, right? There's also that added benefit for adult learning as well. people who are interested in getting that biblical foundation for their children, and also for adults who, want to just have a little knowledge on the Bible and stuff like that. They can benefit from these cards as well with literacy and stuff like that. So we'll be doing a soft launch soon, but there's just a little sneak peek of what I have to come and what I distribute. So this will be something to be added to my offering now. So I'll be distributing these soon. So I'm very excited for when it is out. And you all can reach me at First Fruits. I'll put my handle in the comment, the chat.
Okay, great. Yay, I love that. I love that. Joy, you want to share something with us in terms of something new? You have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry
Feeling
about
like
that.
your final wedding. Something old, something new.
Something bored, something blue. For me, I'm myself and my husband, we are now taking on our new journey of our adventure mini golf rentals, something that we have been going back and forth for 2 years, and now we finally, with the help of our lovely Donna, decided to bring it to the forefront because it's needed in Guyana. We have the oil now. We have so many tourists, expats. We have their kids, and there's so limited stuff to get done here. So it is the perfect time for us to do it. And this weekend we did like a soft launch in testing the equipment and seeing people's reactions to this new innovative thing to Guyana. I can say it was pretty successful. I can share just a little bit of it. It was
Go ahead.
pretty successful, and man, the reaction. Give me 1 second. I have no idea how to. Hold on. Is this it? No, this is not it.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
No,
You
I
did have it
wanted
there
to.
for a second.
Hold on 1 moment. I have a load of stuff coming in on my phone on a daily basis. Let's hope I don't pull up a naked picture or nothing like that. All right, yeah. So that's our business there. And we did it went pretty good this weekend. So again, I just wanted to thank you, Miss Donna. Nice to meet you, Cherub and Shareiss. Hope that we will cross paths soon because I literally had to cancel my trip to Trinidad today because of work. But you'll see me soon.
Definitely.
Looking forward to seeing you.
All right. So
Some
Want to
tips
see you
on
in
TikTok.
Guyana. Want to see you in
Yeah,
Guyana.
man. Just collect my number. I'm not a big party girl, but I'll make sure you have a good time.
okay, so Shareiss, let's hear something from you. What do you want to share?
So what I would leave is, I would say, remember your why you started your business, and don't underestimate hard work and resilience. And trust in God. I remember Philippians 4:13. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Oh God, that one powerful. Cherub, let me hear something motivating from you.
Start where you are with what you have, make something of it, and never be satisfied.
Okay, great. Joy, let me hear something from you to motivate and inspire.
Be your authentic self. It's the hardest thing for most to do, but it is the most fulfilling thing for you to do.
Okay, wow. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Exactly 1:35. I got the 5 minutes I asked for. I look forward to hearing from you all if you have any questions. We did record it, and so we will seek to see how we can maybe share with YBTT. And yeah, so this is it. Thanks for sharing behind the scenes conversations with us. Everybody here is on LinkedIn or Facebook or both, and TikTok. So that if you want to get in touch with anybody, let me know. What I will be doing is I will be doing a little write-up in honor of and as I celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week, and I will be posting on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay, so and even TikTok. So thank you very much. I do appreciate you all. I hope it was informative. I hope that you all enjoyed it. And till we meet again, because we will meet again. Have a great day and God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day, everyone.
You too.
Bye. Have
Bye-bye.
a wonderful day.